thing now. It's just like such a weird.
It's your choice.
It's just weird. I don't even like. I don't know. I just feel. I can't do it. I can't get myself.
The emotion attached to these things is it makes everything weird.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty common then to feel that way.
I think most people just aren't having a good time.
Yeah.
Being in this situation.
Right. I agree.
I wouldn't say anything's common or uncommon.
Yeah. Was she still mad at me when she left?
Not that I know of.
No.
I think she's more... I don't know if you've... My experience with alcohol is that people go through 20-minute cycles.
Yeah.
20 minutes of aggression, 20 minutes of sad, 20 minutes of I love you, 20 minutes of aggression. And so we got there during some aggression, and then she was panicky, freaking out with me for about 20 minutes, and then was bubbling back into that aggressive right there before we had to take action.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem. So I think she's in that 20 minutes of sad right now.
Yeah.
I just put all your answers to that stuff, and I put that you'd be available for a call.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow, or when the victims advocates can.
Yeah.
There's a spot there that's gray that just says, oh.
You don't know where her car's at? Yeah, I have the address. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Yeah, if you need... I've got the... I got your number. If you want me to send you the address, yeah, send your number.
There's a spot to sign there that says I read that to you.
Okay. At the bottom there.
Yeah, it's basically like Officer Felsing didn't just make up your answers and you never even saw this form. And then today's date is 2/17 of 23.
Of 23?
Yeah. So, good?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a number there for our victims advocates. I am putting in my report that you're requesting that they give you a call when everybody's a little bit more chilled out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there is a number there that if you're just feeling like, man, I'm not feeling it, I need to talk to somebody. We also have numbers for things like crisis lines and stuff like that. I don't know, again, how the emotional side of this hits everybody is different. Yeah. Some people have...
So what do they do with her then now? Does she go for a night in there? Or...
If that.
Yeah, and then...
depending on, if she wants to post her own bail or call parents to have them do stuff. I mean, some people don't spend 2 hours there. They never see a cell at all.
Yeah.
But she will not be allowed to be reaching out to you and contacting you until she goes to court.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, until she goes to court, which is hopefully soon, she has to sign a paper that says that she's going to leave you alone until then.
Oh my.
And that's as a prevention for further issues. So until she has seen a judge and the judge has said, okay, this is what we're going to do,
Typically, how long does that take? What's that timeline usually look like?
I mean, she might see the judge next week. We're in the weekend right now.
Okay.
But she'll receive a court date. It's just Harriman City Justice Court.
Yeah.
But until then, and again, part of this is because she has unresolved demons.
Yes.
And the judge is hopefully going to help her in some way to resolve these things.
Yeah.
Last thing they want is for her to come home, think to herself, what do I want to do right now? My kids aren't here. I'm going to get wasted drunk.
Yeah.
And then you come over here thinking, oh, she wants to talk it out. You show up, she's drunk, and then this goes like it goes again. So until they go to court and she talks about what's going on, and maybe the judge...
For alcohol for her, usually, typically with that?
It all depends on what she...
Kind of like...
Some people just say, no, none of this happened, and the judge, you know, has difficulty with that.
Yeah.
Some people kind of take their licks and say, listen, I've got issues where I need to go to therapy and I need to get clean from alcohol. And maybe the judge can say, okay, my sentence is, you know, you've got to go to court-mandated therapy or something like that to keep her on track. Because a lot of people say, I need to go to therapy, and then as soon as they leave the courthouse, they're like, I'm not doing that shit. And so they don't do it.
Right.
The judge might, and again, I'm speaking totally in hypotheticals because I cannot speak for a judge, but maybe what he does is say, okay, you have this court-appointed therapy, you need to check in, you need to sign it off, and you need to go to these 5 sessions, and that will do her a great deal of good. I don't know what the judge is going to say, but until she sees that judge, she has to leave you alone.
Okay.
She can't even like tell her mom, hey, mom, tell Dakota I hate him or something like that. If she were to do that, the offense of her contacting you prior to her court date is actually a higher offense than what took place here tonight. So her calling you after getting let out of jail is a higher offense than her punching you tonight. And that's because some people get repeatedly victimized by the person. And so there's some of these blanket laws that are for domestic violence that are meant to protect, you know, the girl that's never had a job and, you know, has been a stay-at-home mom for 30 years and has just been getting pummeled for years. These laws are to protect them and stuff, whereas am I concerned that you don't know how to take care of yourself or keep yourself safe or block her if she's being problematic? The problem is those laws exist and they cover everybody that falls under this. So before she leaves the jail, she signs a thing that says, I'm in major trouble if I start reaching out to you before my court date. And so then that helps her get motivated to hurry and get her court crap fixed and finished as quick as possible. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff, but
yeah, because I guess my only other concern is we're supposed to go to Hawaii the 1st of March, and so I'm like, I just don't even know what to do now with that. Like, I'm like, do I cancel everything now? Or?
Hopefully she just gets a court date next week and can talk with the judge and say X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
And then maybe the judge maybe what she says is this was an oopsie because of alcohol and I'm going to fix my alcohol problem. And the judge just says, okay. Again, I'm speaking totally in hypothetical because the judge might totally not say that. But he might. Who knows? So, anyway.
I agree.
All right.
Well, dude,
do you have any other needs?
No, man. You guys have been great. I'm sorry about everything.
I apologize that this is a highly emotional and, you know, I felt bad for the kids.
Dude,
even when we swapped spots and she was insisting, like, coming inside, and I was like, wait, and then she was like, no. Last thing I wanted to do was grab her, cuff her behind her back right in front of her kid who's watching. But I have a feeling that kid will likely be talking with their therapist about their mom's drinking problem 20 years from now, because I'm sure that whatever happened while that kid's watching that movie was traumatizing.
Oh, 100%, dude. Like, that like scarred me. Like, I'm like, that will always forever scar me. And she's like the sweetest little girl ever, so,
Yeah, so it was tough because we allowed a lot of, normally we're like, no, I said sit down and we grab them and, you know, kind of stuff like that. We allowed a lot of her behavior, and even when she went back in and you went outside, she was still being pretty problematic, and we kind of let it roll because there's a kid right there, and I'm like, just calm down for your kid. And she's like, I am calm, and she's yelling. It's hard because you're like, you're not calm, just please. Like, I'm trying to use my sing-songy, like, best friend voice, and she was just, she was amped. So, anyway, I'll let you go ahead and go.
Dude, I appreciate everything.
But we're glad that grandparents came and took kids and stuff, so. Best of luck.
Thanks, man.
Hopefully you never see me again, right?
Dude, hopefully I can figure my shit out.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thanks, man.
See you, Dakota.
Are you going to back up, or are you going to
I'm just going to go drive around.